What is spirituality's aim? What is the peak experience? And how does one reach it? These are quite tricky questions. Many sages have described the aim or the peak experience in their own different ways, though many have described it as basically undefinable, that nothing can be said about it, and whatever is said about it is somewhat wrong. The Advait or non-dualistic school of Vedanta philosophy says that ultimately everything is one, and the experiential realization of this is the aim. In a similar vein, Rumi says you're not a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in the drop. Some call it as an awakening, some say it is love, it is to become completely conscious. We can say all of the explanations are similar, or we can say all are slightly different. Whenever a mind or an ego, for a lack of a better phrase, meets that space, how the mind interprets that peak experience is extremely subjective. In fact, how one mind deciphers it may not even make sense to the other, and hence it is said to be somewhat undefinable. There are many names given to the aim: nirvana, moksha, enlightenment. We can also say that the aim is to be completely at peace with oneself. Peace is the highest form of happiness. To state the obvious, we all want to be happy. We try to make our lives as pleasurable as possible. We do things which will either give us short-term or long-term pleasure. We might even cheat others to get something which we think will make us happy. And even when we help others, we do it because it feels good inside. If we think something is going to give us happiness, we go for it. We want to feel happy. But there is a lot which is not in our hands. There is luck, there is chaos, anything can happen. You can do everything right and yet remain empty-handed. Though funnily, one hears of hands which did everything right and got everything the world could offer and yet got depressed. Most of the rich at least get accustomed to all the luxuries. Anyway, coming back to the point, there is a lot which is not in our hands, but we still want to be happy. So how well we can act our actions, and how well we can deal with pain, loss, boredom, and how to let go of unfulfilled desires is also linked to happiness. Specific desires are anyways not the point. The point is to be happy. If something gives us pleasure, we go for it. But if some specific desire doesn't fit the bigger scheme of our happiness, for our happiness, we have to drop it. Moreover, if we don't know how to deal with some loss, we can miss out on future opportunities. And whatever level we may be at, we are still trying to find ways to be happy at an even deeper level. To try and be happy, the intelligent art of pursuing happiness is spirituality. Peace is the highest form of happiness, and this peace ultimately leads to that undefinable space, what Rumi calls the ocean, or what Vedanta calls Aham Brahmasmi, I am the universe, or everything is one. What we have talked about can be said in 100 different ways. Now, we all are a certain type of a person. We are at a certain level. We interact with life. We try to do our best. We make mistakes. We learn. And our ability to be peaceful, to be happy, becomes stronger. Everybody's path towards the ultimate is different. We can say that even though that space is the same, we are all lost in different ways. The path we take has to be unique to our situation, the situation we find ourselves in, inside and outside. But there is no pan cure. To try and blindly copy what others have done can lead us to frustration. The same pill can be your cure and the other's poison. Meditation is a path one can take. After all, peace, contentment is an inner phenomena. the outside ambitions are just there to trigger that internal space. So why not look inside straight away? Why waste time? And completely immersing yourself in meditation is a path which has given salvation to many. But many seekers also get deeply stuck here. One of the reasons can be that they leave all other ambitions, and now this ambition of finding that deep space through meditation becomes so strong that this urge itself stops them from achieving what they had set out for. One can be stuck here forever. This is just to illustrate that what needs to be done is extremely contextual and that there is no pan cure. Ancient scriptures of India say there are four broad ways. Karma Yoga, karma is action, the work you do. Gyan Yoga, gyan is knowledge and wisdom. Bhakti Yoga, bhakti is love or devotion. Raja Yoga, which among other things includes meditation. For most of us, our paths are a mix of these. These are just broad ways to categorize it. Probably one can categorize it in different ways too. But the core point is, individually speaking, as many people, that many paths. It cannot not be unique.